Hey, it's Donnie here at the Mara Group, eXp Realty, Memphis, Tennessee. Today we're going to talk about what types of things you should be looking for in a real estate agent you choose to help you. So let's talk real estate. So let's take a look at maybe some things you should consider if you're going to hire a real estate agent. Here's the thing, there's real estate agents everywhere. I hate to say it, but we're kind of a dime a dozen. And let's just be honest, the barrier to entry isn't necessarily the highest. And nothing against new agents. I was a new agent and had to learn it one time myself. Some of them are amazing, but it is one of your largest assets that you're probably ever going to purchase or sell in your life. So you want to make sure you've got somebody who's going to do a great job for you. Whether that person is a new agent or an experienced agent, they still have the ability to do it, but there are some things to look for. So let's take a look at some of those. Do they have a good connection or a good network of people that can help you with different items? Do they have contractors if you need repairs? Do they have handymans if you might need a less expensive repair? Do they have good connection with a title company if title issues come up? If you have questions about a title, if you inherited the property, who are they going to call for that stuff? Do they have attorneys to help you to the closing? Do they have lenders? Do they have inspectors if you're purchasing a home? Things like that. Make sure that whoever you're working with has built some relationships in the real estate industry. Not only does it tell you that they've got some experience, because most of these relationships are built during the transaction, but it also tells you that they've been good to work with, that other people want to work with them, and that's why they have that network and why they're comfortable referring those people. It might very well save you some time on some deals or on some parts of your transaction, or save you money or get you a better deal, or get you in. Like right now, everybody's having to wait on a lot of things. But if I call my contractor and say, hey, this is an emergency, we need to close this thing in 2 days, is there any way you can carve out a few hours to go do this small job? I've got a much better chance of getting him over there, getting that job for you so that you can close on time, than if some random agent calls him that he doesn't know. So keep that in mind. That network is so important. Do they have good listening skills? This is a big one. Real estate agents have a lot of knowledge. We need to be able to share that knowledge with you. You definitely need to be willing to accept that knowledge and accept that we are most likely the expert in that area and have more experience in that area. At the same time, they need to be able to listen to you, your wants, and your desires. Ultimately, they are providing you a service, and you're generally paying pretty good money, not necessarily for a physical item, but for the service and the knowledge that they provide. Not to compare us to doctors or attorneys, but it's kind of like an attorney. You're paying that attorney big bucks for his knowledge and the service that he provides. Well, real estate agents are very similar. They should have the ability to stop and listen to you. And I will tell you, it's one of the #1 skills in sales anyway. If they don't listen to you, are they going to listen to buyers that maybe want to purchase your home in order to make the deal work? Are they going to be able to listen to the other agents that they're cooperating with when there's a disagreement over a repair, so that everybody can work together and get it to the closing table so that everybody can meet their goals? They should definitely be looking out for your interest, and they should make you feel that way when they're listening to you. You should feel like they are looking out for your best interest. Jump down in the comments and put in there maybe some of the things that you would expect from your real estate agent. I bet there's other people that would love to hear that as well. The next thing we might want to take a look at is, do you feel a personal connection? And I will tell you, this is probably one of the most important things. You know, we have a saying in business that people are going to do business with folks that they know, like, and trust. The truth is, no matter how much I think somebody is knowledgeable, if I'm going to hire them for something, if I don't like them and trust them, I'm not going to hire them. If I'm looking to hire a social media marketer, they could be the best social media marketer in the world. If I don't want to work with them or can't stand to be around them, they're not getting hired. If it's an agent that wants to come on my team, if they could be the best, highest producing agent in the world, but if they're not in a team culture and my team doesn't want to be around them, we're not going to hire them. And it's kind of the same thing for your real estate agent. You should feel some type of personal connection to them. And I think a lot of people, probably more than we realize, actually hire their agent based off of that. Can they relate to you on a personal level? This is super important, especially depending on where you are in economic status. I can remember having an agent on my team that always wore super expensive clothes and drove a Mercedes and carried Louis Vuitton purses everywhere she went. and didn't understand why she couldn't connect with people who were buying entry-level homes and why she struggled selling those people homes. Those people a lot of times were struggling to get their earnest money together, which was less than what her purse cost. Needless to say, she never really made it a huge success in the real estate business. I'm not sure if she still even has a real estate license, but she struggled to relate to. Another thing you can think about is, do they bring any added value to the transaction? Meaning, do they have any particular advertising? Are they committed to doing their advertising in a good way? Are they experienced in your area of town? Do they sell all their houses in Collierville? Do they sell all their houses in another part of town? And I'll tell you, never go away from an agent that sells just in one part of town, but also don't just hire because they tell you a high percentage of their homes are in Collierville. I can tell you, I have competed with agents that maybe I sold 100 houses and 20 of them were in Collierville. And another agent sold 8 houses and 6 of them were in Collierville. And they would tell the seller, oh, well, a higher percentage of my sales are in Collierville than Donnie. Three quarters of my business is here. Well, 3/4 of their business is there, but I still sold 3 times as many houses in that neighborhood as they did. So who has the most experience? The person who sells 6 but it's 3/4 of his business, or the person who sold 20 but it's 20% of his business because he sells so many? So make sure they got specific experience in your area. Make sure there's somebody other than them doing things. If they're the only person, if they don't have any assistant, anybody helping them, that means for all of their clients, they have to do every stitch of paperwork, handle every phone call that comes in, handle every text that comes in. When do they really have time to do an amazing job for you? I'd rather have somebody who has an assistant so that they can focus on getting the house sold and giving me great service, and those assistants can take care of that paperwork. Do they know current market trends and conditions? I can tell you right now, there's about 1,200 or 1,300 houses active on our market here in Shelby County, whereas about 10 or 12 weeks ago, there was about 750 active houses right here in Shelby County. The real estate agent you talk to should know those kind of things. So make sure they do have some technical knowledge. Different things could be important to different people, but they should definitely have some technical knowledge about the real estate market. Do they actually sell houses? To me, this is a big one. A lot of times people might ask me, hey, what should I look for in a real estate agent? Maybe they're in a different area that I don't serve or what have you. And one of the things I also always tell them is find somebody who actually sells houses, not the average agent that sells 6 a year. Nothing wrong with that if that's that agent's goal. But to me, somebody who's out there working hard is going to sell more than 6 houses a year. The person who's selling a lot, he is devoted to selling houses. I can tell you 24/7, I'm pretty much devoted to real estate. This is how I pay for my kids' college. This is how I pay my daughter's salary. I'm devoted to selling houses, and typically somebody who's selling 6 a year is only spending so much time selling houses. Make sure they've actually done it recently. They're still active. I can remember a house that sold that somebody told me in this really hot buyer's market that we had that they got a really good deal on a house for their buyer because the agent only sold 1 house a year and didn't realize how hot the market was, and they took the first offer that came in. And the agent came back and told me about it, that, hey, I got my buyer a great deal because this other agent only sells 1 a year and didn't realize that they should have waited for more offers to come in order to bid it up. And lastly, time in business does not equal experience in business. It's so easy for somebody to say, well, I've been selling real estate for 20 years. Well, if they've been selling real estate for 20 years, but they've only sold 100 houses in their career, I'm not very impressed. And that is not unusual since the average agent only sells 5 or 6 houses a year anyway. By comparison, I've been involved in over 1,000 sales in the last 3 years alone, and almost a couple thousand sales in my career. Oftentimes, the agents that come on my team will sell 25, 30, 35 houses their first year in business. They literally get a 5-year career the first 12 months that they're in real estate business. And there is nothing that can replace that experience and the amount of knowledge that they're going to learn and gain. There's no amount of classroom training. There's no amount of YouTube video watching. There's no amount of coaching that is going to replace that experience when it comes to that. So I hope this helps you guys out. Just a lot of little tips, not all inclusive, but just some things for you to think about when you interview real estate agents. There's a lot of amazing real estate agents out there that do a fantastic job, but I want you to think about some things to help you hire the agent that would do an awesome job for you, because we want you to have a great experience when you hire an agent, and we want you to hire that agent to actually get you more money than their commission costs, because on average, it pays to use a professional, okay? You could cut your own hair, but you get better results if you use a professional. Selling your house is the same way. So if you need anything, we've always got our information down in the description. Feel free to reach out. Certainly like the video, click the bell, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of the content that we put out every week, and we'll see you guys next time.